remind us of your position on, doubtless there are going to be conversations between President Xi and Putin about assistance to Russia in Ukraine. What is the U.S.'s position on that? And what if China does decide to aid Russia?
All right. So on the communications, hang on. I just want to write this down so I don't forget it. You've heard the president say this himself. He wants to have another conversation with President Xi, and he'll do that. And we'll do that at the most appropriate time. I don't have a call on the schedule to speak to, but it's important that we keep those lines of communication open, particularly now when tensions are so high. That's why we still want to get Secretary Blinken back to Beijing. That visit was postponed. It wasn't canceled. And we're still hopeful that we can get that back on the calendar. As a matter of fact, we're having discussions with the PRC right now about potential visit by Secretary Yellen and Secretary Raimondo to go over there and talk about economic issues. So there's that we're still working. So all of that, keeping those lines of communication open, are still valuable. Now, you asked about lethal weapons and provision of lethal weapons by China. We'll see what they come out of this meeting talking about. I mean, we don't know if there's going to be some sort of arrangement. I would just tell you that we still don't believe that China's taken it off the table. We still don't believe and haven't seen any indication that they're moving in that direction, or they've made a decision to provide, or that they're actually going to do that. We continue to believe it's not in China's best interest to do that, to help Mr. Putin slaughter innocent Ukrainians. It's hard to believe that they would think that that's in their best interest. It would also run counter to what we've heard President Xi talk about in terms of what his ultimate goal here is. I think he put an op-ed out today talking about sovereignty, territorial integrity, finding a peaceful way to end this war. That providing lethal weapons would seem to be inconsistent with that goal.
Представим себе, понятно, что это ситуация, которая не реализуется никогда, да? Но тем не менее, вот представим себе, что она реализовалась. Действующий глава ядерного государства приехал вот на территорию, допустим, Германии и подвергся аресту. Что это? Объявление войны Российской Федерации. И уже в этом случае все наши средства, ракетные и прочие, полетят в Бундестаг, в офис канцлера и так далее.
Well, would you eat lab-grown chicken? An unprecedented move by the FDA last week could change how we consume meat. We spoke with the founder of Upside Foods, a company at the forefront of this.
The fact that FDA greenlit Upside Foods cultivated chicken to move forward to coming to market is something that's never happened in the history of humanity.
Uma Valetti is the CEO and founder of Upside Foods, a California-based company behind the first lab-grown meat to receive FDA clearance, bringing it one step closer to U.S. grocery stores and restaurants.
FDA agreed with our assessment that cultivated chicken is safe to eat.
But what is it?
We'll take high-quality cells from a chicken or an egg, and we grow them with highly nutritious feed, which has a combination of proteins and fats and sugars and vitamins and minerals. But we don't have to raise and slaughter a chicken for it.
Valetti, a cardiologist who worked at the Mayo Clinic, says he stopped eating meat in medical school when he saw the detriment of mass meat production. But then he saw an opportunity for a slaughter-free option.
During my work in cardiology, we were working on stem cells and injecting them into patients' hearts to regrow the heart muscle. And that's where this idea came from of could you grow meat directly from animal cells? And if so, what would that mean for the world? It has significantly lower environmental impact which means less downsides, less greenhouse gas emissions, less water pollution, and also, really importantly, I think less use of energy for making the same amount of meat in the world.
With explosive population growth and global demand for meat expected to double in the next 30 years, Valetti believes a lab-grown option that takes 2 to 3 weeks as opposed to months or years to make is the innovative solution we need.
We're looking forward to a future where we can produce very large quantities of meat without having the downsides of intense animal agriculture.
Investors include top meat producer Tyson, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and entrepreneur Kimball Musk, who earlier this year cooked and ate the cultivated chicken on stage at the prestigious Life Itself Health Conference. Valetti says you too may be able to cook this meat at home within months.
The next step is for the USDA to inspect our production facility in California and also give us a label.
While Valetti is based in California, he spoke to us from India, where he's attending his father's memorial. He says his father had dreamed of this moment and would have been extremely proud.
Of course. Do we know the price point?
They say it's going to go down as time goes on. It'll start premium, and then they hope that after it's on the market for a while, it'll cost less than the traditional meats you would get now.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah.
This is Dapu 7. Today we have this emergency financial meeting that has been put into motion by Yellen as a lot of the markets are sliding. We can see here DB Bank sliding, and this is igniting worries among investors here that there's going to be runs come Monday morning again. Some say everything was fine until Yellen opened her mouth on Wednesday and started saying that there was no plan in motion. Well, yeah, there is. This is all plan of the World Economic Forum. And where this is all going is cashless. In the end, we have Panera Bread now debuting their frictionless palm payment system. For those that are paying attention, you can see that all these businesses are in line with the government. They're rolling out these tools and these devices at the exact same time or in the same timeline as the government is rolling out their new system, which is set to launch in July. And behind it, we all know the CBDC is coming. For people that want to go over and watch the mainstream and get lulled into some false reality by their lies, that's on you. We've covered this every step of the way, and it's here. It is now here, where you're going to see people basically running around thinking they're cool, opening doors and paying for things and all this stuff by the swipe of a hand without pulling out any cash. And they're really going to push hard that this is the way to go. Killing the dollar, a cashless society. And in places like Florida, DeSantis stepped up making a stand against this and calling it out for what it is. This U.S. digital dollar, the CBDC, saying that it is a major surveillance tool for the government. And that's exactly what it is. And it needs to be stopped. This is going to take a stand in every state. This is going to be on the people. Either they sit there and they do nothing, or they stand up and they fight for something.